Just last year, our guest was noted, his church at least was noted as one of the top 100 fastest growing churches in the United States. My guest is Jeff Cranston. He is pastor of LowCountry Community Church in Bluffton, South Carolina, right next door to famous Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Right next door.
It's good to see you, Jeff.
Thanks, John.
Jeff, we've been friends a long time.
Yep.
And there are a lot of folks that make their way to Hilton Head, and they discover that there's this huge church there after a while that they're able to go and worship. But when it's off season, it's still a huge operation, and 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, LowCountry Community Church is going strong. And congratulations on the recognition.
Thank you. We were surprised. We had no idea. But God has done and is continuing doing some amazing things. You know, you've been there many, many times.
Yeah.
And we're seeing lives changed all the time, hearing stories of God's grace, how He orchestrates people's lives. We live in a resort area, which, as you stated, many people come for vacation and holidays and end up moving there, only to find that the problems that they were leaving behind, assuming they weren't going to follow them to our area, do, in fact.
Yeah.
But we believe that God's brought them there to hear His message, His gospel, receive His grace, and it's been wonderful to see.
If I'm right on the timeline, you went to there. You were basically called by what was a kind of a Bible study group that wanted to form a church, and they had started and not so well. But going back, would it be around 2000?
1994 is when it started.
So, but
this
when
is
you
the 20th year this year.
But you came in what year?
I came in 99.
So you came in 99, 2000
Right.
area. So when you came, what was the size of this congregation?
It was about 80 to 100 people, and they had a Sunday morning service, a Sunday night Bible study, and that was about it. And so it was a bit of a restart.
So why did you go there? Really, sense that God called you to go?
I have no idea.
Well,
No idea.
it did help that it was Hilton Head and Bluffton.
Yeah,
That
hearing
was
God's voice
yeah.
being called to the
Yeah.
beach and everything is a lot easier. But I was looking, I was pastoring another church.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
So you are willing to battle the elements. I know that for
Yeah,
sure.
we did that
You
for
did.
6 years,
Yeah.
and had a great ministry there. And then this opportunity came, and I had come to the point in my own life where I was just looking at the next 15 years and just said, I just want to give these 15 years, which were prime years, to God in a setting where there was sort of a level playing field. I wasn't having to buck tradition. I wasn't having to start something from scratch. There was a great core group of very loving, Christ-focused people there. And so we left something very established, something fairly secure, and packed up our 3 daughters, my wife and I did, and went to Hilton Head Island. And it just has gone since then to where we are today.
So you're in your 15th year.
Yeah, I finished 15 years in this month, actually.
Yeah. And you are taking a little bit of a sabbatical right now.
Right
You
now.
come up to visit us, and it's
Yeah.
great to see you. Jeff and I have been friends a long time. Your ministry is biblically centered, and you love to teach, and you just did a great job communicating the Bible. But what I love watching about you, Jeff, is when you, it's before the services and between the services. And because the weather allows you to be outside between services in that climate, you're just out there, and you're like a people magnet. And I think in so many ways that your church has grown with God's blessing because of biblical truth, but also you really care and love for people.
Well, you have to do that as a pastor.
But you and I have been around a long time. You know,
Yeah.
there are a lot of guys that love to preach, but aren't necessarily
yeah.
in love with dealing with people.
I don't know how you can invest your life into a local church and not be people-oriented. The challenge has come as we've grown to beyond 2000 is how do you deal with feeling that you're not able to connect with everybody, which we're not. But that's why I go like I do every service, between, before, after, because that gives me a chance to just see a lot of folks, and I get I get a lot of energy from them. And
Sometimes do you find the bigger the church, it's the harder it is to stay in touch with the core of
I
the
think
people
it
you're
is.
trying to minister to.
Yeah, because the larger the church, your role as a pastor changes.
You're leading your staff.
You're leading your staff, you're leading your leadership core, and that's, close for us is close to, well, that's over 100 people.
So the church averages over 2,000 every weekend now, and on Easter Sunday, this past Easter, you had over 3,000 for the weekend.
Right.
And you are building a new facility.
Correct.
By faith, and it's a great thing to watch. But it's clear to me, and I think people that are there, that once you have a bigger container, you'll be able to have more people. How many weekend services do you do right now?
We do 4 on Sunday right now.
And you recently brought in someone that helps you as a teacher from the UK, is that right?
That's right.
What's
Des
his name?
Wadsworth.
Des Wadsworth,
Yeah.
and he's helping with the preaching, teaching responsibility.
He is helping with that a lot, and that has really been a great help to me because when I'm gone, he's a very gifted proclaimer of God's word, very energetic. Loves the people. He's been coming over a number of years, and so he joined our team last year.
Yeah. Your family, Jeff, I know them. You and Darlene have been married 30.
Oh man!
I know, and
31 years this summer.
And because I'm your friend, I'm not going to edit.
No, thank you.
This.
Yeah.
So let's get it right. How many?
31. This
31
August,
years.
31 years.
You have 3 gorgeous daughters.
Yes, thank you.
And your middle daughter, Lauren, worked as an intern and then as an employee for me at Equip in Atlanta for years.
Right. Yeah, she's still in counseling, but
she's
fine.
She's in a recovery program.
Yeah, she
having
is
worked for
after
me.
that.
Yeah. That's probably true. So your oldest daughter and her husband, you have 2 grandchildren.
Tiffany and Brian, we have 2 grandchildren with them. And complete joys and blessings. And you're about to be a grandfather soon.
Yep.
And I kept asking other grandfathers, what do I expect? And no one could tell me, and now I know why they couldn't tell me, but it is wonderful. We absolutely love it, and we have a 3rd grandchild due in September.
And your 3rd daughter,
Emily,
is at Clemson University.
Right.
And really
Go Tigers.
Yes, go Tigers. And she has her eyes set on doing even more ministry in the future, as I understand.
I think so. She's gearing on her undergraduate degree to education. And she's been on a number of mission trips to Belize, had 6 years of Spanish in school, and I think that might be something down the road for her. Yeah.
One of the things that I love about your life and your ministry, we've been great friends for a long time, but is that you are a great model of someone who goes to a place and you plant your life in a place, in a geographical location, and you grow your family, you grow your life, you grow your church there. And as you're on the sabbatical time and you're reflecting, what are you coming away with when you look at LowCountry? Why is it so special, and why do you think that God's blessing the place? Because it is a really uniquely blessed place.
I think what's coming further into focus, and I knew this coming into this sabbatical time, but is that God's got something very special. We live in what you think would be in the American South, the buckle of the Bible Belt. Our county is 92% unchurched.
Wow.
The county right next to us is 74% unchurched. So we're in a target-rich environment, as it were. But we're just finding that if you proclaim the gospel and stay true to God's word and let people know there's a God who loves them so much He sent His Son for them, people respond to that. People are looking for it. They're hungry for it. And I think that's had a lot to do with what's gone on at LowCountry.
Well, I'm glad that you could come and spend a few minutes with us while you're here in Ontario, taking a break and meeting with some other pastors and leaders and learning on your sabbatical. Glad you stopped by 100 Huntley Street and visit us here at Crossroads. And let me say to you that are when you're in the vacation mode, in the holiday mode, and you make your way to the Hilton Head area, visit LowCountry Community Church. The website is there on the screen. You can visit them, and they would be delighted to have you. It's great worship and great leadership and great Bible teaching from Jeff Cranston. Jeff, I love you. Thanks so much
John.
for being with
Love
us,
you too.
man.
Appreciate
God
it
bless you.
very much.
Thanks so much for being with us. God bless.